Hi everybody, this is a mono-red Arcane Bombardment that uses not only Arcane Bombardment, but kind of a new Planeswalker counterpart that we got in March of the Machine, Chandra Hope's Beacon. This lets us copy an instant or sorcery spell once per turn, kind of a similar restriction to Arcane Bombardment, but it's so flexible and plays so nicely with all of our other cards, I had to give it a try. And so we're running it in kind of this mono-red shell we've got going on here, a lot of red burn-based spells. As the new set gets released and we start figuring out what all the cards do, how things fit together in this new format, sometimes you got to keep it simple. And so that's kind of what I did here. Everything has the ability to go at our opponent's face, except for maybe 2 copies of Brotherhood's End and Furnace Reins, although that one is more of a fun thing. We can get to that in a second. But yeah, everything in here has the ability to damage the opponent, so it's great to be copied with Chandra Hope's Beacon and reused over and over again with Arcane Bombardment. We've also stuck a couple of copies of Koth Fire of Resistance in here. We're playing so many basic mountains that all of his abilities can work out really well for us. And then we're trying out Wrenn's Resolve too. This is similar to cards like Thrill of Possibility, Cathartic Pyre, gives us access to a little more stuff off the top. And so we're trying that out in here to see how that works as well. You can see over in the 4-drops, I'm also running Stoke the Flames. This harkens back to standards of the past in which mono-red decks would play this, and because they had so many creatures, could easily convoke it out for the win. We can produce a few creatures with our Burn Down the House tokens, but really this is just a solid instant 4 damage to any target, including our opponent burn spell, so we're trying to keep it at 3 mana over here. Brotherhood's End is, of course, to survive the early game and take care of tiny artifacts. And then Furnace Reins, I wanted something to give us a little bit of flexibility. I'd be able to attack with a hasty creature, for example, if our opponent has put out an Atraxa, perhaps one of the new Praetors from March of the Machine, something we just need to borrow for just that one crucial turn and get in some extra damage at whatever needs to be damaged at the moment. So this was kind of a fun include for me. I love stealing stuff, but you might have better results with a different 3-drop over there. We're running a lot of mountains, of course, +1 Sokenzan, and I like running 4 Mishra's Foundry as a way to keep up some pressure on our opponent and their planeswalkers after we've been sweeping the board with Brotherhood's End and Burn Down the House. So anyway, let's get over and see a few games with this deck over on the ranked standard ladder. I'll be with you for some commentary, but as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. All right, let's get it started here. We've got a Koth, and we've got Play with Fire to keep us safe in the early game. Go ahead and get land number 2 down. Opponent plays Forest into Quirion Beastcaller. That's a great target for this Play with Fire. Take care of that before it can get out of reach of all of our red burn. We're going to play Mishra's Foundry, get that started. Try to keep the board clear enough for Koth. Unfortunately, opponent with a bloated Contaminator. Well, Koth is a +2, so it will survive if it gets attacked. So let's go ahead and do Koth. We'll plus it, go pick out a mountain from our deck. Pass it on over to the opponent. Koth, a nice speed bump, ramping us up a little bit. Opponent with bloated Contaminator number 2. Home of the beefy green creatures over here. All right. So they've brought Koth down to 2 loyalty. This mountain will bring us up to 5 mana. Yeah, I think we got a plus Koth again. Got a mountain. I think we want to try to big score here. So if Koth can distract a little bit, that'll buy us some crucial time to big score into Bombardment. All right, so Koth is down. They sent 8 power over at him.
It can't end this way.
Then follows up with a Nissa. Okay. All right, they're making a token. We're going to big score then and get rid of this extra Foundry. We pick up another one and a Play with Fire. What makes sense? Let's get another Foundry down. Let's get Bombardment going. And if we lightning strike, let's lightning strike Nissa. Big score. That's a fantastic pickup here. So we can discard this extra mountain. We'll get 2 treasures. And then we should be able to play with fire Nissa down and have a play with fire up for next turn. That was great.
The resistance is greater than expected.
Opponent with an armored scrap gorger. That can wreak havoc on our graveyard, but it's not the biggest concern we have just yet. So we're going to play with fire here. I think that in combination with most of the burn that's down there, great. We get play with fire. It's going to be enough to take care of one of these creatures. We're going to big score away this extra mountain. Still on the hook for 8 damage. It looks like we got 1 down. We take 8 here. Contaminator gives us a poison counter and then proliferates for an extra. Opponent at 16. Alright. If we do Furnace Reins, does that make sense? Like if we steal their Scrap Gorger maybe? We've got plenty of burn down in the graveyard. Yeah, I think this makes sense. So I'm going to take the token. We pulled up a second play with fire, so that's going to go at the other Contaminator. We're going to big score this land away. I was debating taking the Scrap Gorger because, I don't know, I thought we could use it to do some extra things, but there's no way we can like get rid of it if we take it. So might as well take the thing that can do damage. We'll fire up this Foundry here. Attack with both. And we'll just get in for that. I suppose we could have pumped up the Foundry there, but... oh well. Alright, so opponent with land number 7. They go into Nissa. Alright, I think we'll still have our chance to respond. Even if they go big here. Yeah, so they're going to do the -7. That should... yeah, we've got enough stuff under Bombardment. We're going to respond to that with Lightning Strike on the Scrap Gorger. Bombardment should go off, and we should be able to burn out the rest of this. So we'll send 2 Play with Fire over at the token that's remaining. Lightning Strike is free to hit the opponent in the face, and Big Score can filter out this mountain for us. Alright, so these creatures should be done before Nissa's ability takes effect. And then we should have enough burn tucked under Bombardment here next turn to go ahead and finish some things off. Yep, there it is. Alright, good game. Okay, back here for another one with Mono Red Bombardment. Probably a catchier name for this than that. Alright, opponent with a Recruiter. We're going to start off with Mountain, Play with Fire on the Recruiter, keep things a little slower for our deck here. Opponent with another Courtyard set on Soldiers. We're going to do Recruitment Officer again. Follow that up with the new Yoshin Soldier. I think we're just going to pass here rather than do Wrenn's Resolve. We've got enough lands. Going to hold on to it until we know what we need. We also already have our sweepers in both Burn Down the House and Brotherhood's End. And we kind of knew we were Brotherhood's ending this turn. So let's get that out of the way. 3 damage to everybody. Tell the soldier deck they got to start over for now. All right. Officer comes down for the opponent. I think we can wait rather than stoke it now. I want to kind of see what they do here. All right, they're going to unearth the frontliner and do reinforcements, so they're definitely going wide. Opponent is going to attack. Frontliner is doing its ability to Sky Strike Officer, so they're going to get in for a total of 4 here. Now, it is a shame they do have 3 untapped soldiers now, but probably could have timed that a little bit better. All right, let's get land number 5 down. We're going to sweep everybody away with Burn Down the House. Hang on to our Stoke the Flames for any kind of follow-up creature. Going to try to dig our way into a Chandra or a Arcane Bombardment here. Ooh, Siege Veteran. That's kind of nice. There's Chandra. That's good. Between Wrenn's Resolve and Stoke, I think it's Wrenn's Resolve. Okay, that'll give us a Lightning Strike. That'll take care of the Veteran. Leave us with another Resolve for later. I was kind of hoping that would help us hit our land drops too, but not quite there yet. Oh, Thalia. Can't do anything about you. We can't delay that play with fire that we had. Okay. So still no lands. We can strike Thalia, which is going to sort of open our mana back up. But let's resolve here. Yes, there it is. In case we get a land, then we can do exactly what we need to do and be set up for next turn. So Thalia is down thanks to the lightning strike we got off of the Wrenn's Resolve. We picked up our 6th land, so Chandra is ready to go. Opponent follows up with a Sky Strike Officer. Well, the Resolve exiled us a nice second copy of Chandra Hope's Beacon, so we're going to add some red mana here. And that should let us play with fire once, and Chandra will copy that for free. Take out the Sky Strike, and we will just pass it on over. Another officer. Let's see here. That's just once per turn that the copying ability happens. Well, let's get ourselves some mana anyway. Plussing Chandra. She can help us cast Stoke the Flames. And we will hit the officer with that, and then the free copy we can point at our opponent, bring them to 16. Let's pass it on over. We've got a big score left in hand. And kind of like Bombardment, if you can do one instant on your turn and then the opponent's turn, we get to take advantage of that copy ability one more time. Okay, opponent with a Soldier Lord. Let's fire off this big score, and we'll get rid of our extra Chandra here. We get Stoke the Flames and Bombardment. A land and a End the Festivities. We're going to play a land. Lots of treasure, lots of land. I think to make this work, we're just going to add a couple more mana with Chandra. Use that to play Bombardment. And let's see, do we Stoke? Now let's just play with fire. It's the right size for this Soldier Lord. We'll get a free copy and point that at our opponent. Koth is on the top, and also we will activate Bombardment with that spell. Sure, we'll go ahead and Wrenn's Resolve. We see another Koth and a Foundry off the top. Already played our land for turn, but might as well get this extra Koth down. Go ahead and immediately plus him, and opponent's seen enough. All right. Well, the team's all here. Good game. Okay, this one's not too bad. Let's try this. So we do have some high-end, pricey, expensive VIP things in Bombardment and Chandra. Opponent starts off with a Voltaren Epicure, so they're definitely going the faster route. See what they do here. All right, looks like a vampire-themed strategy. We'll get in for 1, bring us to 18. We're going to play land number 2. Let's see, the Bloodcaster is the one where when things die, you get blood tokens. I was thinking about play with fire, but we want to lull them into a false sense of security. All right, we're going to take 1 from this second Epicure. And Iron Apprentice. All right, well, we're definitely Brotherhood's ending now. Great. We will play Foundry and Brotherhood's End on damage. We'll sweep that little board of vampires. Unfortunately, opponent gets a ton of blood tokens. If we can keep the board clear, we've got nice room for Koth. Help us ramp up towards our big 6-mana finishers. Opponent's going to do a blood token. Going to blood token again. What is that? Still not up on all these battles just yet, but we'll get there. Opponent passes. We're going to Koth. Go get a mountain. Set ourselves up for these 6-mana things. Opponent blood tokening again. And again. Wait, I must be missing something. Because they could have played either of those creatures with the mana that they had. So no, they're just going to Blood Fountain instead. Let's see. Let's plus Koth. Go find another mountain. Play that out. We'll be at 5 mana total. Doesn't make sense to Koth again. Let's make a Foundry. Attack for 2. Bring our opponent to 16. Nope. Okay. Opponent wraps it up. I like your name, though. Good game. All right. I think we can do a little bit more here. Mono red bombardment style. Opponent with some vermin. Going to mill some cards. When it dies, something gets -1/-1. Hits us for 1 with the rat and passes it on back. We're going to play land number 3 here. Start working towards big score into bombardment. There, that makes sense. We've got a Rat King. Alright, so that's going to give this 1/1 rat toxic and get the opponent on the board with a poison counter. Let's play land number 4. So, opponent picked up a Nashi with the Rat King here. So, they're going to go to attacks. Yeah, let's do Sokenzan, make a couple of tokens. And we're going to do blocks so that they can't do Nashi and use some of our nasty stuff against us. So we're going to block. Great. So nobody was unblocked, so they couldn't do the ninja ability. They're just going to hard cast it. That is fine. So now we can do 5 mana, burn down the house, and get rid of the Rat King and Nashi. And they got no card advantage out of it. Opponent with a Nezumi Freewheeler. Going to mill some cards here. We get up to land number 6. Let's see. So they can flip that over and get back any 2-mana permanent. That's cool. Well, we're going to go with Bombardment. Hope you packed your Invoke Despairs. Opponent is going to transform the Freewheeler. They will get back a Nezumi. That makes us discard, so we'll get rid of this mountain. And we'll take 4 from that. We pick up a Lightning Strike. Let's big score now. We'll pitch this mountain. We get Play with Fire. Let's use that on the Nezumi. And big score goes off. We get Burn Down the House, a land, and a couple of treasures. That's an interesting card. All right, opponent follows up with a Rat King. Gonna go looking for a rat off the top. Comes back empty-handed, though. All right. Let's lightning strike the freewheeler. And, oh, great. We pick up a burn down the house to go with this play with fire. So since we know we've got enough to get rid of the freewheeler, let's do devils. All right. Opponent's seen enough. Good game. Oh, well, it's heavy on the burn, but we've got a Koth to get us from the mid to the late game. Question is, can we find the mountains to do it? Opponent with Okiba Reckoner Raid hits us for 1. I play a land and immediately Wrenn's Resolve here. There's the mountain we need for next turn. Unfortunately, Chandra's a bit of a ways off, so we're probably going to lose her. Opponent with an Evangel of Synthesis. Does a little draw and discard. We're going to lightning strike that before things get out of control. Usually when opponents play the Reckoner Raid, they are playing some early creatures. And we're a little ways off from burn down the house, so just trying to save a little bit of life. Another Evangel comes down, though, to join the flipped copy of Okiba. They're not discarding anything to reanimate. So we'll play with fire on the Okiba. I'm going to get land number 4. Makes it a little safer for Koth here. And Koth is going to keep the board clear with his second ability, doing 4 to the Evangel. Opponent on land number 4 goes into Dreams of Steel and Oil. Coming back empty-handed on that one, unfortunately. No artifacts or creatures in our hand right now. Let's have Koth go and fetch us a mountain. We'll play out this Foundry so we can start attacking with it next turn. Question is, do we burn down the house? I think we do. If the opponent had any more aggressive plays left in their hand, probably would have seen them already. All right, they're just going to Fairy Vandal. Huh, Unctus, you say. Okay, okay. That's kind of a nice combo. So whenever the Vandal attacks, it automatically triggers the draw ability and therefore puts a counter on itself. That's nice. Well, that brings Koth down with the attack from the Vandal, and we pick up Arcane Bombardment. Let's just slap that down while we can. No attacks doesn't make too much sense. Opponent thinking about it here. They're going to do the Vandal trick again. So draw and discard. Vandal gets a counter. Will hit us for a bit and take us to 15. 1 card left. Gix's Command for the opponent. So they're going to destroy all small creatures and put some counters on Unctus. Post-combat, though, so we didn't feel the full brunt of that attack. All right, we've got to burn down the house, some burn, and a Wren's Resolve. So let's see if we math this out. All right, odds are pretty good that we're going to hit some burn with Bombardment. So let's lightning strike the big creature. Let's get Unctus. We get burned down the house anyway. It's all right. So that takes out the Vandal. Lightning Strike will finish off Unctus. And yep, opponent sees it coming. Good game. All right, this is keepable, if only because we have a Resolve. There's mountain number 3. Opponent with a Voidwing Hybrid. So looking like they're going to slap us with some poison counters. Let's go ahead and Resolve. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. A Bombardment that we cannot cast. At least we might be able to use this Lightning Strike. Try to keep this board a little bit clear for now. Voidwing's going to hit us for 2, give us a poison counter, and opponent has Venser. Well, land number 3 from us. We will Lightning Strike Venser. Keep them from getting any freebies. Opponent still has the Voidwing, though. Get in, bring us to 16. 2 poison counters. There's a good pickup into Mishra's Foundry, so let's just pass it on back to the opponent here. Ooh, Wandering Emperor from the opponent. That's a neat twist on the poison counter strategy.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
They are going to +1 on the Voidwing. Okay.
Remember your training.
Yeah, I mean, some of these toxic creatures are actually not that small. They end up finishing opponents with like regular damage anyway, so I could see that making sense if you need some removal and some utility. Opponent with another land here. All right, they decide to do the counter again on Voidwing.
I have got new moves to teach you.
We're going to get in for 4 here, take us to 12, give us poison counter number 3. That's big score. I'm going to ditch one of these, Stoke the Flames. We pick up a couple of lands. Not the worst. Okay. Well, let's play a land and burn down the house then. That'll take care of the Wanderer and the Voidwing if they don't have that poison counter spell here. Alright, well, Augury will bring the Wanderer out of range of burn down the house. But the Proliferate happens before the Voidwing dies, so they won't get that back right now. Gotta find the silver lining there. Alright, another copy of Venser comes down. Opponent's gonna hit that up with a +1/+1 counter, making it a 2/4, and then Prologue to Phyresis. Opponent draws, and we are up to 5 poison counters now. Let's play Foundry number 2. We're at 8 mana. Let's see. If we do the Reins, we still have to give the creature back anyway. Let's just destroy the creature for now. And then we'll use the other Stoke the Flames to destroy the Wandering Emperor. There's no sack outlet really, so it's not not the best to steal something with Reins. Oh, and Vraska, that's going to be painful. Opponent decides to proliferate and draw. That'll get them back the Voidwing. They're mana short to replay that. Okay, well, here's what we're going to do then. We're going to fire up these Foundries. Go to attacks. Try to manage Vraska's loyalty here. Play an island. Play an island. Play a mountain and pass. Looking at opponent's fancy lands, getting me all confused here. There's the Voidwing. New Voidwing has entered the chat. We got 2 rolling here, plus a Liliana of the Veil. And they go with discard. That's not the worst. We've got plenty of lands. We can get rid of this extra mount. Hey, Chandra. Let's see. Can we make this work? If we Chandra, we'll have 1 left over, plus 2. Let's play Chandra. Let's plus Chandra to get 2 red mana. We'll use the Reins, get a free copy of the Reins, and take both of these Voidwings. We will attack, I guess, Vraska, since I don't really care too much about Lily right now. Okay, Vraska down. We have to give the Voidwings back. But Chandra's now at a reasonably high loyalty. Alright, they just opt to attack us instead. Takes us to 9 counters. And a Liliana discard. Okay, that was not a proliferate card. Let's use Chandra to take a look at the top 5.
Come on, Chandra. Think on your feet.
And Let's see. Let's math it out. If we get 2 copies of Reins again, that's 4 from the Void Wings, plus a Foundry is 6, plus a Play with Fire. No? Okay. Well, good game.